Hello everyone. This time we're gonna do more percent problem for SAT. We did about the percent equation and proportion for the percent. So if you wanna solve the problem for the percent, you can say part is what percent of total. You can set up as an equation, and then you can set up as a proportion, which is a is of equal to percent of 100. Percent as a fraction. You can set up like that. So we're gonna change it to the either percent equation or proportion from the word problem. Isabel grows a potato in her garden. This year, she harvested 760 potatoes and saved 10% of them to plant next year. How many of the harvested potatoes did Isabel save to plant next year? How many of a potato save? She saved 10% of them, which is how much she harvested. So what is 10% of 760? That's the question. So if I change this one to the percent equation, since I don't know what is what part, so I will say x is as an equation is 10% as either fraction or percent. So if you want to change it to the fraction or decimal. If you want to change it to the decimal, you can move 2 to the left from the decimal at the end. 1, 2. So it becomes a 0.1. Over means always representing multiplication with a 760. So you multiply 0.1 and 760 together. The result comes out as a 76. So Isabel harvested 760 potatoes but saved 10% of that, which is 76 potatoes to plant next year. So the answer will be B. And then the next problem here also representing the percent problem. So out of 300 seeds that were planted, 80% sprouted. How many of these seeds sprouted? 80% sprouted. So that means what is 80% of the total, which is a 300 seed. So still we don't know this part. So x is 80% as a decimal. At the end you move twice to the left. So 0.80 over means multiplication with a 300. So if you multiply 0.8 times 300 together, the result will come out as a 240. So out of 300 seed, they are 240 sprouted. That will be the answer. And then the next problem here is the amount of Hannah's bill for a food order was $50. Hannah gave a tip of 20% of the amount of the bill. What is the amount in dollars of the tip Hannah gave? Hannah gave 20% of the total bill, which is $50. Then what is again 20% of the total amount of bill, which is $50? You see all the percent problem. These are pretty simple percent problem, which you can change it to the either proportion or percent equation. So I sort those problems out here. So in that way, you see the common fact, like which part will be representing total. What they're asking is you can set up the equation as a percent equation. So you can set up x is 20% as a decimal, move twice to the left, 0.2 multiplication 50. So what is a 0.2 times 50? Will be 10. So the tip will be $10. That's how I do. And one more problem, look at this one. the length of the base of a certain parallelogram is 89% of the height of the parallelogram. Which expression represents the length of the base of a parallelogram, where h is the height of the parallelogram? If I draw a parallelogram, I can draw a parallelogram like this. Parallelogram definition would be both pairs of opposite sides are parallel. So if we represent the base here as a length, then you can draw a height here with a 90-degree height as a h. They says h is the height of the parallelogram, and length, the length of the base of a parallelogram is 89% of the height. So I can say length as a L. L is 89%. Let's change it to the decimal. Move twice to the left. So 0.89. Of means multiplication. Height was a letter H. They represent H is the height of parallelogram. So I can express the length as in terms of H as a 0.89 H, which is D. So we look for all those percent problem, which is a simple percent problem. You can change it to the part is percent of total, so you can change it to the equation. But next time we will do with a little more application problem from SAT, which is representing more or less of the percent. So we're going to talk about that next time.